What's up, guys? Back for another one. Thought I'd make a little video here getting the car ready for a rental coming up here. This is a 2018 Suburban. It's the Premier model, and it's been on the platform for about 2 years, I would say. I don't think I've shown this one yet before, but this is it. So it's been on here for 2 years. We bought it with 88,000 miles and currently has 105. Now, the key to being a successful Turo host is to have a boosted skateboard in order to get to your drop-off location and back. So this car is pretty clean. It does have a little bit of dust on it. It's black, so it kind of shows everything. The interior is in pretty good shape. It's ready to go. I guess I was just gonna give some feedback of being on the Turo platform for 2 years and what I think of it so far and what my thoughts are. So I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go on the way to get the car washed, get it nice and spiffy, and we'll do a little recording on the way. So what do you think about the platform being on it for 2 years? I mean, this is not my primary business. It's more like a side gig. So here are kind of my thoughts on it. So I had a couple cars on there, the 2 Camrys, the Suburban, the Ram pickup truck, and an Acura TL. The Acura TL we just kind of sold not too long ago, just because the amount of money that car was bringing in, it was kind of low, because not because it wasn't getting rented, it was getting rented a lot, but just the money that comes in from a daily rental is not really worth the time, especially if they only rent it for a couple of days. So plus the car was older, so 2012, so we got rid of it. The newer Camry was doing pretty good up north, so the location would be kind of close to O'Hare. We had someone there that would take care of it, get it prepped and cleaned for the renters. It was getting rented pretty regularly in the beginning while the car was brand new, the new model, but usually around January and February it kind of slows down a little bit. So during that slowdown we weren't getting many rentals at all, you know. So we ended up pulling that car out of there because we have to pay those people $300 a month to, you know, take care of it. It just didn't make sense. And one of the other cars that was up there was this Suburban. Now the Suburban for the Turo rental is not too bad, because it's getting rented for a higher amount per day. So for example, the Saturday, Sunday, it's gonna get rented for 2 days, and it's gonna bring in about like 150 bucks, right, give or take. So I mean, for 2 days it's not bad. And it's actually a repeating rental, like that person rented before. So he actually rented it last week, and the car came back in great shape and everything is fine. And he actually has a couple of them booked in the future as well. So this car in itself, not a bad gig. But here kind of where we run into issue a little bit. So I bought this car about 2 years ago, I think for around $38,000, and right now it's probably worth, with the mileage, which is 105, it's probably worth around 25. So it depreciated quite a lot, right? And part of it is because maybe at the time I bought it, you know, like the car values were like a little bit higher than they are now. But at the same time, obviously, if you put on a good amount of miles, so taking those two things into consideration, you know, we lost about $12,000 in equity, which makes sense. I mean, cars don't usually go up in value unless you got something that's real rare or, you know, a special type of vehicle. This is just a mass-produced car, so I mean, it's not going to hold its value as well. So I don't know. I mean, it made money during those 2 years, obviously, but I think the last time I looked at it and I was calculating it, in a way, we almost broke even. Like, whatever we lost, we made, you know. So then it brings the question, what are we doing this for? Just like for people, you know, which is a nice thing. Like, people, you know, come in, they need a car, maybe you're in town for a couple days, and this is an alternative, you know, to get a vehicle instead of going to Enterprise and stuff like that. But like, at the same time, it's like, if money is involved, then it should be doing it for a profit, right? Now, if you keep the car for longer, I think it's gonna stabilize more, where we're not gonna have that big of a drop in the price. Maybe, you know, it'll stabilize a little bit more, and it would make more sense in the future. But at the same time, the car is just gonna keep on creeping up on the mileage, so it's like, you don't know if you're gonna run into, you know, big things or not as far as maintenance goes, you know. Right now, we didn't really have any issues. One renter broke the windshield, so we had that replaced. I think that was like $350 or so. Then we had the brakes done, a couple of oil leaks fixed. The tires we still haven't changed, they're still okay. So I mean, we didn't put that much money into this thing, but at the same time, it did go down in value. So my end thoughts about Turo, at least for me, okay, this is just my perspective. I think it's a good way to cover the cost of a vehicle if you're just kind of like sharing it, like it's your personal vehicle, and you post it up there. You know, it makes a lot of money, helps you out with the payment of a car. As far as like having it as a business, like generating income for you, I don't know about that, you know, because like I said, when you look at the depreciation is what kind of kills everything, you know. And like, for example, we have some houses in Michigan, they bring in money every month, they're less, you know, labor intensive. I don't have to like clean the cars, you know, drop them off, blah blah blah, and it brings in money. But here's the big difference: the houses in Michigan are not going down in value. If anything, they're going up in value. So I'm making monthly income, but at the same time, it's not going down in value, it's going up. So it's also generating cash, but it's actually not losing value. So that's kind of what I like, and I think that's what we're going to kind of focus on. Okay, so kind of back to what I was saying. I know I mentioned that I guess, how should I put this? My outcome of the Turo experience is, I think it's a good way to supplement how much you normally have to pay for the car. But here's the kicker though. Here's kind of what you got to keep in mind. None of these people are going to treat the car like you treat it, okay? So what I'm saying by that is, get ready for your car to have dings, scratches. I mean, obviously you don't know how they drive, but you're going to be, like, I guess what I'm saying is, if it's your baby, you know, don't put it on Turo, because the shit's going to get beat up, you know? It's just going to get worn down faster. I mean, you know, dings, scratches, it kind of comes with it, and you're not going to be charging, you know, for each little thing. It's just kind of the nature of a beast. So is Turo like the greatest thing ever? I don't know, but it is something that you could kind of do on the side if you want to supplement some of the money you got to pay for the vehicle and you don't have too much of an attachment to it. I think that's like a great way of doing it. So that's my 2 cents. Everyone has their own opinions. That's my opinion so far. And a lot of it, I guess one more thing I got to add is a lot of it is also on the location. So for example, when we have the cars by O'Hare Airport, you get more bookings, right? So I mean, it also kind of depends where you live. Out here in, you know, Plainfield now, we get less bookings, but then you don't have to pay money for, you know, the service of, you know, someone dropping it off and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, and I was gonna get it prepped, do a couple shots from outside, and we'll go from there. Okay, the car is prepped. It's ready to go. We are ready to go as well.